Teona, you are the founder of the Georgian Youth Parliament. How could the future look like of young people being involved in the Congress work?
I think that young people in the Congress, they really do have the future, and it's not only important for the young people, but it's very important and necessary for the Congress itself to ensure the effectiveness of decision which will be made by the Congress, and also to have the kind of reconciliation of the politics and politicians and society as such. Because I was also speaking that in general in Europe there is the trend declining of the trust of the politicians, of the political parties, and therefore we need to make the whole processes much more healthier, and we should ensure society that politics is not the sphere which is where everyone is spoiled or which is ineffective, and members of the parliament or politicians are only talking and not really acting. But it's about the future of societies and future of the young people. Therefore, I think that the Congress, and I'm very happy, and I really want to thank the Congress officials for considering this participation very important. The Congress shall open the door for young people in order to be involved, to be seated next to the congressman and to take part in decision-making process.
Do you think it makes sense to have a quota of young politicians being represented in the Congress?
I think that, well, in general, I'm not very much in favor of the quotas and so on, but I think that the Congress has to somehow guarantee and do the best to institutionalize being young people. Maybe it's in the form of youth delegates, in the form of youth chamber or any other formulation, to be represented in the Congress itself, which I have mentioned will help the Congress. And why? For several reasons. Because the Congress will have grassroots and innovative approaches to how to tackle with the challenges. The Congress will have opportunity to talk directly to the policy recipients, and obviously these youth delegates will help the politicians and the congressmen and all the people involved in this work to make decisions less bureaucratic, to make decisions much more oriented on innovative approaches, and to help the whole processes and to really convince the society that, once again I'm repeating, that involving in politics is only for the benefit of society, and what will also avoid the radicalization of certain groups, what we see in Europe. And therefore I think that Congress has to become much more active, also the Council of Europe, because I'm very much personally very much touched by the fact that there are lots of movements in Europe which have anti-European attitude, and the only reason is that they do not know the values itself, they do not know the policy making procedures, they do not know how the politicians are really doing their job. If everything will be much more transparent, and if the decisions will be taken as close as possible to the citizens and as open as possible to the citizens, it will help both sides.
You're also founding now the Youth Parliament in Ukraine, a country in
I'm consulting,
transition.
Yes.
How does that work at the moment?
Yes, I have the privilege to really participate in the establishment of the Youth Parliament in Ukraine, which I believe will be a really very effective platform for not only young politicians, and this is very important to really put an emphasis that young politicians are not all the time representing the young people. So that's why we need different sources to guarantee the maximum representation of the people, of the young people. So I think that the process will go quite smoothly, and Ukrainian politicians are open to involve young people in the decision-making process. And I think that Congress, if Congress also will support these projects, it will be very important for countries in transition, because of course as Georgia, I mean, we need much more democracy and much more participation, not only in these countries but also in already established democracies.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.